when you build personal brand or business brand, you devote yourself. It takes time, it takes resources, but when you build your personal brand, you are more flexible.
We all have our personal brand from the way we present ourselves on social media to our LinkedIn profiles. This is the way we attract people onto our profile and how we open ourselves to different opportunities. But now it seems like personal branding is more important than ever. And you can guess what has caused this. Here's the worldwide pandemic. With more people at home, there has been an increase in people policing their personal brand and the way they present themselves on the internet. However, this isn't something new and has always been an important thing to consider. Hello and welcome to the Honest Talk by Freak Folks. I'm Harsh Pandey. For this particular session, we have with us very special guest joining us all the way from Georgia, Ms. Marina Mchedlidze, ma'am. She is the professional certified marketer from American Marketing Association and holds MBA from the Carlos III University of Madrid. On the other hand, she is a positive and transcultural psycho consultant. She has 20 years of working experience in banking, but for the last 5 years, she has been working as a consultant for various projects, mostly for SMEs and CSOs. She teach at the University Marketing, Corporate Social Responsibilities and Organizational Behavior. So first of all, ma'am, I welcome you to in this session. Thank you so much for joining and agreeing to share your thoughts with us.
Thank you, Harsh. I'm really very happy to be here with you today.
Thank you, ma'am. It's our pleasure too. So moving to the topic of today's session, which we have chosen is personal branding versus business branding. In the competitive work environment today, where we seek to have an impact, use our talent, and support our life purposes, it's no brainer that that personal branding is more important career development initiative. Yet many professionals feel that they just don't have the time or energy to build their brand. One question often asked is, what are the real benefits of investing in building a strong brand? Ma'am, I will first request you kindly explain our viewers what are the real actual benefit of building personal brand.
Well, when you have really strong personal brand, you attract opportunities. These opportunities might be new offer from your dream employer, your possibility to take part in some show, new rise of salary, and many other possibilities. Even media can reach you. So building personal brand is really very important, and it pays off.
Indeed, ma'am, as you have told that personal branding is important, and especially as we are passing through this pandemic, so it become more important because now everything is online. Ma'am, my actually next question to you is when we talk, the concept of brand building comes from the organization and businesses. So, ma'am, it's a kind of request to you is, in your opinion, what are the similarities and differences building personal brand and business brand?
Well, similarities are the following. When you build personal brand or business brand, you devote yourself. It takes time, it takes resources, but when you build your personal brand, you are more flexible. Of course, you have some policies in both cases, but when you build your brand, your personal brand, it's all about you, and you can establish some policies around your purpose and around your opinions. And in terms of corporate brand, in a building of corporate brand might be involved more people, and you have more established policies, and to make some changes is really difficult. and these changes might cost you some, um, not they can be not always really very successful, and it might cost you some losses. So you should be very careful in that case. Of course, rebranding of your personal brand is also very time consuming, and you should consider very carefully whether to make such changes and rebranding. But anyway, when you are building your personal brand, you are more free and flexible.
Indeed, ma'am. I think you have very exactly and very clearly explained. And I'm sure the viewers, those who are watching this session, they are surely going to get benefited from this. Ma'am, my next question to you is what we have seen in the past that, or recently we have observed in this pandemic, and now currently what are the statistics we have? About 40% of the world population, or nearly 3 billion people, are active on social media networks. Marketing via this network is naturally critical for any organization selling products or services either locally, regionally, or nationally, or across the globe. But it has one negative side too, and communication become as two ways, which is called social media trolling, and which is very obvious now and common as well. My request to you, ma'am, is please share some tips how to handle negative comments and social media trolling about your brand, whether it is personal or business from the business perspective.
Well, when we get a negative comment on our brand, we should respond quickly.
Mm.
It doesn't matter we get this comment on personal brand or business brand, and we should apologize and offer some alternative solution. And that person might even give us in the future some positive review if we solve that person's problem very quickly. But in case of trolls, the situation is much more difficult,
Mm.
because trolls are people who just want to make you angry,
Right,
maybe without any reason.
right.
So you can have some approaches which might help you with trolls. First of all, you should have some policy. If you have some group like Facebook group or something like that, you can establish policy in the beginning. So
Mm.
you can ban someone, you
That's
can
actually
block someone. Yes. And of course, social platforms also have their policies, so you can report such person. But first of all, you should try to ignore such comment. If you feel that it's too personal, it's not valid, and you feel that this person makes such comment just because he or she wants to make you angry, don't get emotional. Try to stay calm,
right.
ignore, and if it does not help, after respond very carefully. If you made some mistake, correct this mistake and never delete such posts, okay? Because that makes such person even more angry, and you maybe get another such comments. And keep in mind that in social media, you don't speak to only one person.
Correct.
You speak with community, and deleting posts is not good sign. So don't delete. First of all, ignore. If it doesn't help, respond very carefully. And it might happen that some other community member who is really supportive and who knows you quite well will respond uh, instead of you. And you should be very thankful to such person, because that person is real advocate for your brand. So I know it's not so easy, because we always say that, of course, we have some plan B, plan C, but in real life, it's not so easy to
Correct.
handle such comments.
Indeed, ma'am, you have
Yes.
told many important things. And one which I like the most is that you have talked about we should never delete the comment or the post. I think this is a bad kind of a sign. So we all need to understand. This is really very important. I am really appreciate that you told actually you raised this point. I'm happy. And my next question to you is, what do you think? What are the warning signs of brand failure?
Well, I think the most important warning sign can be when you overpromise and underdeliver. So try to live up your promises, and try to listen your audience. There are so many tools. You can listen social media now, and you can detect such warnings, so if you are very attentive to your customers, to your audience, you can detect such warning signs, and be more respectful, and make some changes, maybe in your communication, maybe in your product, whatever.
Right. Okay, let's ma'am.
Yes.
Let's actually move towards more towards the personal branding. When we talk about the personal branding, there's one more thing we have to actually accept. Our daily lives have been digitalized, tagged, and tied up in matrices. Our real selves have split into online avatar and profile picture and status updates. The virtual life is skinny and bright. It's where you post your prettiest picture and tell all your best news. But my question to you is it real? Most importantly, is it healthy?
Okay, I get it. Um, yes, we want to be appear really very nice in social media, that we are very successful, very happy, and sometimes in reality that's not so much true.
Right,
And what can I say, that uh, artificially made brand does not last long.
correct,
If you don't live up your promise which you made using social media, nobody will trust you anymore.
correct.
So we should be very, very careful. I like one book written by William Aruda, Digital You. This book was published in 2019, before pandemic.
Okay,
But I think today the recommendations William gives us are even more important. He says that we should leverage four types of ourselves. He used such term, four types of you: a physical you, um, virtual you, social you, and um, visibility you.
okay.
So you should leverage all of them, not just social media you, because brand is a promise, and you should keep this promise.
Okay, that's very nice. I think I will recommend my all our viewers, those who are watching this session, they must go through this book, Digital Youth, published in or actually launched in 2019. They will get it for sure on the internet. But my next question to you is, what are the some tips would you like to offer to all the young millennials and also to young entrepreneurs, how they should proceed with the brand building, and what are the some aspects they must consider before starting?
Well, first of all, you should consider that despite the fact you consciously took any steps or not to build your personal brand, you already have one. Because there are many people around you who have some impressions, some opinions about you.
Right.
So I have developed 7-step formula for personal branding.
Okay.
And the first step is make your personal brand audit.
Okay.
Okay, you should analyze where you are now. Actually, you can download for free, of
Okay.
course,
Sure.
my personal brand audit from my uh, LinkedIn's profile and do that. So you can have some vision where you are today. The second step is define your goal after 1 year where you want to be. So it's the second step. And the third step, very important one, define who you are,
Hmm.
understand yourself better, define your life mission, values, know yourself better, your strengths and weaknesses. Actually, I um, offer to my clients to do ikigai. I am sure you heard about this Japanese technique to define your purpose.
Yes.
So do ikigai to define your purpose and your sustainable interest around which you want to build your brand, because personal brand building process is a process. It's very time consuming. It takes time, and it takes your money as well. And you should be very careful to choose the topic around which you want to build your brand. The fourth step is define who are your ideal customers, competitors, and partners.
Hmm.
The fifth step is tell your brand story. It's very important because people like stories.
Yes.
And define your unique value proposition. The sixth step is plan your marketing activities online and offline, especially your content marketing, because as you said, and we know that now virtual life is very important.
Yes. Actually, it is a
And yes, and the seventh step is measure your results. So do these 7 steps, and I guarantee that you will bring very successful personal brand.
Indeed, ma'am. These all 7 rules and 7 formulas are really very nice, and I think we all need to actually adopt all this. And I will leave the link of her profile, ma'am, profile in the description of this video, so you may go and check and find this as well. And thank you so much, ma'am, for joining and giving your important time. You have shared a lot of things, and I have to accept, I must have to admit that it was a kind of healthy discussion with you over the topic. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining. We look forward to conduct more such sessions with you in future. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Harsh, for inviting me to your show. I'm really very happy. Thank you
It
again.
was my pleasure, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
On the ground is where I stand. Never give up, that was always the plan. It's so cold outside. I'm alone, I'm alright. It's so cold outside. I'm alone.